So probably one of the most important questions is, what the heck are these things worth? And it's a challenging question. There's two important things to note. First, the number of credits you might generate from EV charging depends on how much charging you do. The more charging, the more credits. The other thing is that these are market-based programs. So the credits are actually changing in value every single day. So it's hard to predict or forecast what these credits are worth. But in the history of these programs, they've been extremely valuable. For the Canada Clean Fuel Regulations, so that's the federal program, we put together sort of an estimate based on what we think these credits might be worth. Now that program's just started June 20th, 2022, and the first cycle of credit generation hasn't even occurred yet. So there isn't actually any market data available. But assuming a credit price in the range of $50 to $100 per credit, which is consistent with other programs, you might expect annual revenue of anywhere from a couple $100 to over $1,000, couple $1,000 per charger or per vehicle. Again, we might expect that a commercial fleet would be using electricity much more than, let's say, a public charger. And so that's why those values are higher. Now, again, this is just for the Canada federal program. The BC LCFS is a completely separate market. So those credits are worth a different value and not interchangeable. And in fact, that credit is much, much higher right now. And so you might even expect those credits and that charging to be a lot more valuable. One of the things we can help do is provide an analysis based on, again, the kinds of equipment you have, the amount of charging you're reporting, and put together longer-term projections. But one of the things to really become comfortable with is the uncertainty in the value. You might be familiar with grants and rebates and incentives where you might know how much you'll earn or how much you'll get, whereas these clean fuel programs really do fluctuate over time. The trade-off is that it's ongoing. It's not a one-time revenue stream. It's actually ongoing year after year after year. And right now, these programs don't really expire. And also, they're not funded by any government funding. So they're very consistent and stable in terms of whether they're going to be there or not. Now, when it comes to credit prices, there are ways that you can hedge the value. So you can enter into what we would call a forward contract. So what that means is you enter into an agreement with someone to buy a certain number of credits at a certain price at a certain time, or I guess sell a certain number of credits at a certain price at some time in the future. Obviously, that's a little bit more complex of an arrangement, but that is something that we see and something SRECTrade can facilitate on your behalf.